Hello, hello, it's Carrie, So Much Glitter. I'm so glad that you guys are here. If you could just bear with me, I'm looking for my live stream now. And I'm really glad that you guys are here. Happy New Year. Thank you for spending your New Year doing the stream-a-thon. I've had a lot of fun all day. I've been watching as much as I can, popping in and out. And I'm going to go ahead and probably get started. Okay, I was able to find myself. I still can't find myself on my computer, and that's kind of how I would respond. But hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. Grab a refreshment, a snack, whatever you are doing today, and we're going to start crafting. I did purchase, I went to my used bookstore the other day. I live in a small little town in San Diego, California, and I like to empty off my bookshelf normally at Christmas time so I can acquire new books in the new year. And I found this at my bookstore, and I thought, what a perfect way to start the new year, send off 2025, and get some positive quotations going on. So I kind of wanted to just start here while everyone was maybe taking a break in between the streams, and just set an intention for a better 2026. Not that my 2025 was horrible, it's just been really hard, working a lot and finishing up my master's degree. But what I wanted to start with, as you can see, like a lot of these books from the used bookstores are marked up, and that's kind of what I like about them, that they have character with them. And there's just a few quotes about hope. I bought this because I have the stamp set, the clickable stamp set that is within my reach, that I can't seem to reach, that I purchased this last year. And this was probably my best find that I purchased. And so I thought, oh, I could do some of these quotes on cards or on journals and things like that. And I have a little bit of a cat hair going on. And so, there's actually a lot of these. Everybody lives for something better to come. And that's kind of how I just wanted to start with the intention for 2026, right? Everybody lives for something better to come. Even if we had a good 2025, even if we didn't, we're hoping better is around the corner. And then I do want to get started on making a junk journal today. I have a kit from, I'm still not able to find myself on my laptop, but that's okay. I have my other phone in front of me. It just kind of depends on what my glasses are going to allow me to see. And let's see. All right, I'll keep going. Anyway, so I have this kit, and since I'm kind of like in the booky mood, I've started like a few new books. I've read 2 books over December, and that's kind of going to be spilling into my January. I have a fun kit from Lottie's Magic Attic that I printed out because I wanted to make a book reading journal, and kind of for myself, I want to read that. I want to create the journal for myself, so I can either like document what I read over the year, what were my favorites. I like doing a lot of memory keeping with my grandson and my kids, things like that. So I thought that this would just be fun to start off the year with a fresh journal, and what better way than to celebrate books. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and then I'm probably going to be going into some card making, and if we have time after that, I have some other ideas kind of set aside. I just wanted to flip through this really quick. There's a few of these that I did print twice, and that's because I think I saved them twice. So, and then I have some tea-dyed paper in here, and then I always have some extra goodies, and I have a lot of vellum, so that's fun. And I always make almost every journal with this the manuscript tablet paper. I get it at the Dollar Tree, so I really like that. I'm glad you're all here and chatting. Thank you for joining. I did the best I could to clean off my craft desk. I did hang some new shelves in front of me, so if something comes crashing down, we know that that's what it is, because I do not have complete faith in my shelf hanging abilities. So it should be fine. They made it through the night. So what I do is, I'm just, for this journal, I'm going to be using a manila folder. And I'm trying to read all your comments at the same time. Hi everyone, I'm glad you're here. But I just go ahead and take off the metal part, and then I throw that in the trash. And I have a trash right below me. And then I do glue this. And then I also have, along the side of me, I have a deck of cards that I decorated. I did 12 Days of Christmas on my YouTube channel. That video's up. And I just wanted some prompts. So when I'm creating Christmas cards or whatever it is, and I kind of wrote tradition, I wrote what it was on there. Sometimes I run out of ideas, and I'm not a big bulk maker. I get bored. So I did this. I got a lot of these prompts off of Instagram, and this is Sparkle because I'm pretty active on Instagram. And so I did the 12 Days of Christmas, and I just have like a deck of cards. You could get deck of cards at the thrift store. I bought these at Five Below for $1, and I decorated them. So that was a lot of fun. So this could be like a fun card prompt, but I might start making some cards off of this. I did not get my Christmas cards out this year, but you know, I'm ready for next year. I just ran out of time. Okay, so what I do with the manila envelope is I glue the tab shut. You can throw a piece of paper in here if you want to add a little bit of more stability. You can decide how you want to do that. This is what I do. I do need my bone folder, which I just kind of moved everything around, so I'm not sure where it is, but I found it. And then I just fold it in half. I do not put the piece of paper in the middle to give it extra strength, because we're going to be filling this up. I love that you're hopping and bopping, Michelle. I just watched your video too. I was out running errands earlier today and listening to all of the creators like a podcast, so that was kind of nice before I ran home. And it's like 3 o'clock my time, so I had to hurry up and get everything else done with everyone else that was out. So welcome. Okay, so what I do is I just pick out pages from here. I'm probably going to leave it this size. I'm not going to cut it down. I want this to be pretty big and bulky. And I know my paper is only 8.5 by 11, and it's going to fold down a little bit more. I'm not worried about all that because I'm going to add bookmarks. I'm going to be putting things in. I have a few envelopes. I just realized I didn't reverse print on that, but no worries. I want to get to my pages. I did reverse print on my pages, so, and then I have some extra pages. So I do, some of these are not all going to be the same size. Some of them I did borderless, some of them I did not. What I do with that is, because I do not like everything very uniform, and I just trim it down. Which this is different, so I'll just trim off the edges. So I like to use my decal edge trimmer a lot. Not all my pages need to be perfectly even. I don't need them all the same cut either. Some of them even tear. So then I'll just trim off the white edges here because I'm not a big white space girly. Hi, Raul, welcome. Okay. Well, Happy New Year to you in Spain. So I did kind of just add you as a temporary moderator when you have to go, dip out when you need to, no worries. And then I just fold this. So I'm just going to cut this down. I'm going to cut the white space off, and we're going to start folding pages. And we're going to be sewing a signature in here. I'm not a huge double signature journal girl, although I did just start doing that in 2025. So that's something new that I did. And I really like using like elastic. When I bring out my sewing kit, I'll show you what it is. Let's set this aside. And like I said, everything's going to be a little bit different lengths. Some of these are just full page papers that I'm just going to fold in half. I absolutely love this kit. I just want to like go to this cottage wherever it is and spend the winter there reading books. And these will fold. I did purchase some envelopes from Amazon, and they just arrived right before I came on, so I'm very excited to kind of show those. I actually got the idea from Dee Dee Willingham because I do follow her pretty closely, but they're clear envelope, you know, pockets, and I didn't realize because I was like, oh no, not all that white space, don't like it. But it's a sticker on the back, so this can just stick perfectly like in a journal. Well, now I'm not going to be able to do it because I'm trying to. So I'll just kind of continue to fold these down. Some of these I will trim down, some of them I won't. Oh, Crafting House Kitten. Yes, this is from, I will show you the trademark so you can find her on Ko-fi, but it's Lottie's Magic Attic. And that's what kit I'm using. And I'll link it all below. I'm not very experienced with going live, so I'm a little bit nervous, so kind of bear with me. I've only gone live a few times before. And I'm not really good with linking anything until it's like after the fact. And I can kind of add the description from there. I really tried to link the whole schedule in my description, and it wouldn't let me, so I don't know what I did wrong. But I obviously did something wrong, but I did let you know who's up next in the description, and I did post this the other day, so all of the links are in my most recent post. Let's see. Yeah, so the kid's from Lottie's Magic Attic. She's on Etsy and Ko-fi, I believe. She's also on Facebook, so if you wanted to find her that way. But here's my tea dyed paper. I do not do coffee dyed paper because I hate the smell of coffee. I don't drink coffee. I'm a big tea drinker. And I like the way you can manipulate the paper with tea a little bit more. I can use hibiscus tea. I can use whatever. Coffee's probably the same way. I just find coffee. Oh, good to know. I thought it was me. Okay, well, good, because I was like, what are you doing wrong? Thank you, Raul. I really thought I did something wrong. So now all as we do is we are just going to decide, like, how do we want this to come in here? I have a few different papers. I'm going to cut down to different sizes. I really like using my decollage trimmer for my my journals because it's just something fun and different. And I love with the tea dye paper, sometimes, because it's like been in my stash for a little bit too, but it tears and rips, so it looks much more vintage. Yeah, Cheryl, yeah, tea all the way. It started out in my 30s because of my blood pressure, because I was always getting a headache after I drank coffee, and I never knew why. And my mom said something to me. She's like, it's not like, it's my eyes. Like, I have a headache behind my eyes. And she's like, it's probably your blood pressure. We have high blood pressure in our family. And then, sure as heck, that's exactly what it was. So, I just don't do coffee. I just don't like the smell of it, and I don't like the taste of it either. And I'm from the Seattle area, like originally. But I raised my kids here in San Diego, so you think I should like coffee. I like Nirvana, not coffee. Rit dye or Easter egg dye, that's a really good idea. Hi, welcome. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Okay, and so what I do is I just kind of decide, what do I want to do with this? I want this probably to be in the beginning. Sometimes do a little bit too much thinking with how I'm placing. Now what I just realized is I'm going to have to print. I did not print a cover, or yeah, I just printed pages for myself. I printed these last night and my printer was kind of giving me heck. So, oh well, I'll have to print it out while we're here on live. It's not that big of a deal, and that'll kind of what I'll do at the end. And I try to do like 8 or 10 sheets of paper, and for me, that's going to be one signature. I'm going to sew it all in here. I feel like I have faith in my needle. Who knows? Oh, Brenda, I wish you the best. Green tea's the best. My daughter's really big into health and natural remedies and things like that, and she's a big advocate for green tea. So my positive affirmations I did at the beginning would really be helpful during a hard time like that, I think. Heck, I need them sometimes on a Monday when my alarm goes off. Okay. And working in mental health, it's so important. Like, I work in mental health, to just try to, that's why I craft a lot. It really helps me. Helps me to have something to look forward to. I love creating. I went through probably the roughest time in my life in 2020, and that's when I did separate after 22 years, and I have to tell you, that's the best thing I ever did. So it's not sad, but it was a rough year. So I really dove into crafting, and that's when I learned a lot about mental health. And then I retired from my first career and I went ahead into mental health as a job. So what I do is I just clip these together to kind of hold them, and that's where I want them to stay. I'll print this cover out in a little bit. I'm not going to really stress out about it. I have plenty of room for it to open and close. I can decide how I want it to open and close. What I do like to do though, but these tend to not be long enough, is I have big, I try to keep kind of like where the spine is going to be. Really try to keep that folded. Yeah, see, Brenda, sometimes, you know, happiness comes out of heartbreak, and yeah, it wasn't a miserable 22 years. I do have to say that, but I have grown kids and I have a grandson. We have a beautiful family, but I don't need to be a part of that circus. Just with my kids. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip it in here. You guys are probably all crafters and paper crafters, and you kind of know how the rigmarole goes with the journaling, but I always find it fun to see how everyone else journals too. Now I have my sewing kit right next to me. I'm going to pull it out. And my crafty space is fairly small because I've downsized a lot, but it's where everything's just handy next to me. So I do have a bag. If I want to do a flow type journal, I use the beading cord elastic from, where did I get this at? From Hobby Lobby, actually. So I have my bag here. My bag does have naughty words on it because a really good friend sent it to me, and I'm a little bit sarcastic, so that was a lot of fun. So I always try to keep it out of the view a little bit because I don't want to offend anybody. And then I just kind of pick and see what I'm just going to do. Probably something real neutral like that. And then I'll set that aside. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cap off of my awl. And I don't measure, so if you're like, you need to measure all the time, I'm not the one. I'm just not a measurer. I do measure, obviously, because I paper craft and I make cards and journals and stuff, but I don't measure regularly. So I just kind of eyeball it, like where would the center be, and I just make sure I get through over there, and I do the top part. Now I knew this was going to be a little bit thick, so I might have a little bit of a struggle, And then I do the bottom part. And I don't go right up to the top and right up to the bottom. And I try to get it right as close as I can to that crease because that's what I'm using as my spine. And a lot of times I do like a, and I'd use my biggest needle every time. A lot of times I do a cloth spine. What I'll do is I'll get my Fabri-Tac out after everything is already made, and I'll just add cloth to the back of it just as reinforcement. It's decorative. Now, the journaling experts say do 3 times the length of your journal. I do 4 because I have fumble fingers and I can't always do a neat bow with 3, and I don't necessarily always need to do a neat bow, but neat bow, excuse me, I think I said bowl. Okay. I hope everyone's having a safe new year. Obviously, if you're here, you guys are having a good time hopping along, all of the streamers. Okay, and I just make sure that it's even, and my only tidbit for journaling is know where your holes are. And so keep everything like butted up against as much as you can. And start where you want to end. So I want to end in the middle, and I always like a fun bow right there. And that's where you're going to start. Yes, thank you, Raul, for linking that. I'm excited to see everyone else. It's been a good day watching all of you guys. Now, the only thing is with these clips is I get caught up in them a lot. So there's that. Okay. And I just kind of sew my way through here. And I try to make it as taut as I can without pulling the rest through. And then I'm going to go up to the top. And I'm going to get it caught on everything along the way. Be prepared for that. See, this is why I like to do 4, because I'm not going to be perfectly even throughout. Okay, so we have that there, and this is what it looks like over here, and just kind of keep pulling it taut. Now I'm going to go back in where I started, because we end where we begin, and we hope that it makes it back through the same hole without creating a new hole, and it did. But I have to keep pushing it through. There we go. Hi, welcome. I'm glad you guys are here. And I'm going to keep pulling it through. I put lotion on my hands earlier, so that may be the culprit. And then I just pull it as tight as I can. Pull it as tight as I can, and then I'm going to cut it off. And this is the waxed thread that I just got a kit on Amazon. So everything's just a little bit uneven. Welcome to my world. I'm gonna tie a knot. I don't know if we'll have enough to tie a bow. See, that's why I do 4 times the length. I'm gonna try my best. That's all we can do, right? Just try our best. Try our best and keep moving on. Okay. I'm gonna have to do another knot, which is fine. Okay, so that's kind of how it looks. I'm gonna trim it down just a little bit so I didn't get a perfect bow. Whatever, it's fine. I'll survive. And just to make it look a little bit even. Now I have gotten adventurous before, and I have put like little beads right here. I probably won't do that today because I'm a little bit nervous crafting in front of everybody, but I have done that before. Yes, Tammy, go glitter. More glitter, the better, right? Not everybody's team glitter. I get it. Okay. So I'm going to have to go back into the kit, and I'm going to have to print out a page. I'll do that, but what I want to do is I want to decorate the inside of it and chat with you guys and see what's going on and see if everybody's ringing in the new year. I have a while before it's midnight my time. Okay. I'm gonna put this back so I don't lose everything. And then I just put everything back in my bag. And now the fun part, we start going through and decorating. Now here's the rest of the kits. And a lot of these I thought could be fun little tuck spots. I did go to Hobby Lobby today, and I think I bumped my camera. I'm sorry, it's my glasses. And I didn't know the last time I went to Hobby Lobby, they didn't have this, the Tim Holtz, the cello sticker tape, and I was just running out, so I was very excited. All of their Christmas stuff is 80% off. You want to know what they had for Christmas stuff left? Nothing. Like bows and picks for wreaths, which is fine. Like Christmas was a while ago, so I'm not that worried about it. Like not a while ago, but you know, for Hobby Lobby standards. So I'm just gonna start like doing some envelopes, and that's what's fun about this kit is you get to create a lot of different pockets, and there's directions on how to do that. So we'll attempt to do this one. This might take a little bit. But I like to fussy cut a lot. I used to use my paper trimmer for everything because perfection was like king for me. But, you know, perfection is kind of an illusion, and I have more fun with the fussy cutting. So there's that. And before I fold these over, I will try to score them a little bit. And I want to save this because I want to know how to make it. Okay. And I'm just going to keep cutting along the edge. Okay, and I'm going to keep trimming at it. Thank you for the new subscribers, guys. Thank you. I really like this as my fun little outlet. Oh, Artie, thank you. I didn't see her comment. Yes, my name is Carrie. So much glitter. I used to do a lot of sewing. Since I downsized my crafty space, I don't do as much. But I've been off of work since the week of Christmas because this is the only 2 weeks of the year that I really take for myself. But I host Christmas every year. So like I had my mom came and traveled from Seattle. And I have my daughter who lives with me, and my son lives up the road with his family. So everybody was here. So I like to take that week off because I need a little bit of prep time and sanity, and I don't like to work just up until the minute. I get burnt out. My job is really demanding anyway. So I've been off. So I bought a new bookshelf in my room. So I've expanded space a little bit. So I have my sewing machine on top of that. So I'm going to start incorporating in 2026 some sewing and my paper crafting. I'm very excited. I used to do a lot more of it when I had like a really big craft room just to myself, but I like it the way it is now. Actually, I can control the flow of things a little bit better. It doesn't mean I still don't hoard the crafting materials. I do that, but it can get out of hand a lot quicker, so I get a better handle on it. Okay, we're going to trim this down, and I'm going to pretend like I know what I'm doing with this pocket here. Honestly, I probably should have started with an easier one to warm up, but here we go. And then the scissors. I saw somebody ask about my scissors. This is Tim Holtz. These are tonic scissors. I ordered these off of Amazon, and they came with like a sheath. I really like them. They're really comfortable, and they don't bother my hands. Sometimes like my cutter bees will really bother my hands. And I like my cutter bees. I really do. Like they're very accurate and precise, but it's so small. My hands will get cramped. So I like these a lot, and I just use them for paper. I have scissors for everything, so everything has a separate scissor. That's how that kind of works. I try to score this just a little bit as evenly as I can, just so it's easier to manipulate the paper. And I have this in front of me. I don't know if you can see it. I try not to be too close and I try not to be too far away, and sometimes I feel like I just missed the mark, so we'll see. Okay, and it just makes it easier to fold it over because I use matte cardstock photo paper, and it's double-sided, so I don't really have to think about it. I love that. And it can be a little bit thick. I think it's like 40 pounds, so it can be harder to fold sometimes. Yeah, scissors for everything. My daughter will come in here and be like, do you have scissors? I'm like, what do you want them for? And she's like, why? I just want to borrow scissors. I'm like, but what for? What's the material? So I know what scissors to give you. And if she takes the wrong ones, no. I'll be like, they're your scissors now. I'll go buy my own. And it can be as simple as like Dollar Tree scissors, to be honest with you. But as long as it's all getting cut with the same material, I'm good. But these I love. I don't let anybody use these. I love them. It's probably my best purchase of 2025. I think 2025, yeah. All right. Oh, a utility pair of scissors. That's a good idea. I mean, I have a pair of scissors actually in the kitchen. Well, kitchen shears. And I thought I had like a utility type pair of scissors. You know, they probably got sprouted legs and walked away. That happens. You know, my kids are in their 20s and they have to remind me that they're adults, but then. Okay, so I'm honestly not really sure how to fold this over. Like, that doesn't look right, does it? This is clearly the top. So it's gonna have to fold over. That's weird. Oh, was I supposed to double? No. Yeah. I bet you. I was supposed to reverse print this. I did not. So, well, let's see if we can rectify that. Actually, we probably can. No worries, no worries. I'm not a big white space girl. I did say that at the beginning. I don't know. And then this is the pocket that goes here. Right, and then these could go in and out. Oh, so I may not need... Yeah, I don't need that. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so let's take back out my glue. I just refilled my glue the other day too when I was kind of cleaning out. I did not put the needle in. Gonna glue it down the best we can. And when I was cleaning out my desk the other day, when I was trying to hang these horrid shelves, I had like glue spots all over my crafting desk because I don't ever put the lid back on. I forget and it leaks out. But this is really easy on my hands too. I'm probably getting arthritis or something, but that'll be a discussion for a different day. Don't touch my craft stuff. Heck no. That's mine. Okay, I hope you are all having fun. I learned a lot from you guys today, all of you different creators, and lots of inspiration. You guys have all shared really well. I really like that. I am just going to put the glue right here. On the folded over pieces, so I don't really have to fight with any other glue spots or anything. And we're just gonna put it down just like this. Dateline, Bonnie. I love it. I love Dateline. I just subscribed for a gift for myself for Christmas because I had to get a new living room television because my television broke, to BritBox. And there is a Law and Order UK, and I love Law and Order, so I'm really excited to like sink my teeth into that. Love that. Not like just watching the same stuff all the time. All right, so now I'm going to glue the pocket down. What's really nice about these little flaps is it makes it big enough, makes your pocket deep enough that you're going to be able to, oh, SVU, that's a good one, yeah. You're going to be able to stick things in and out of, or you could just kind of condition it and put something under there about the thickness of what you want to do. There we go. I could ink this up. Now, this wasn't really meant to be even. Actually, it probably was meant to be even, but I didn't do it even, and that's just how I do it. I'm going to get out some of my ink because we want it to be a little bit vintagey. I really like that. I have brushed corduroy, Tattered Rose. I had tea dye. I do have a tea dye, although this was a brand new one, but I had another one. I prepared the best I could, but you know, when you're crafting, there's certain things that you just don't know that you might need. So I'm going to open this one. Okay, so this is a little bit lighter. I like this brush corduroy a lot when I want to like kind of vintage things up. This is a little bit too light for me for now because I have the tea dyed paper in there as well. So I'm just going to kind of like ink around it, get rid of that white space, knock it back. It drives me nuts, even though we're going to be sliding the papers in and out of it, but it just kind of makes it a little bit more fun. Then we can start decorating some of these pages. Okay, just to make it a little bit even, I'm going to ink the edges around here. And then I like inking the edges out of everything when I fussy cut anyway, because if my cut isn't even or if it isn't perfectly straight, which, you know, that happens with me, this kind of covers it up. It makes it stand out. It covers it up. Hi, welcome, April. I'm glad to have you guys. Where have you guys all been? All my crafty years. So many cool toys. Right, my quiet corner? When I watch other people's YouTubes, I'm like, wait, do I need that? Where was that? That's old? Yeah. No, that's definitely the truth in the crafty community. Okay. What I'm going to do, I think, is cut this down a little bit, just so they are a little bit off-centered. And I could also gonna have to re-ink that now though, but just trim it down just a little bit so it goes in and out just a little bit easier. Artie, you're doing a whole year of no buy? You're a brave soul. Good for you. I need to do that. I can do a month of no buy. January is my month of no buy. Starting the 2nd, because the 1st is a holiday. We take holidays off. Okay, so let's see what else I have going on that we want to get going. Like, I just thought that this would be perfect. I don't know, I could stamp something here. Maybe one of my quotes that I saw I could stamp. Or I I might just kind of leave that because it reminds me of like this book belongs to. I want to use these as belly bands, so I'll probably start cutting those up. Lots of fun pockets, lots of fun like little bookmarky things. Okay, what else do I want to do? Let's start cutting up the belly bands. Oh, I had more sheets over here that I didn't see. Yeah, I might put like reading right here. I think that that's really cute. Let me kind of get stuff out of the way because I'm going to craft myself into a corner. And then I'm going to have to clean everything off. And I'm just going to start cutting into it. I love the illustration on this. It is so like detailed. I don't know if you can see it. Like you can see the pages and stuff. It's just cute. My friend and I were just talking the other day about like, where do we want to retire? Like these kids are getting older. We could go retire somewhere. I'm not close to retirement, but I like to think about it. And I said, I don't know. I want a library like Belle had in Beauty and the Beast. And she goes, wait, is that... She hasn't seen him forever. Her kids are a lot older than mine. She goes, wait, is that with the big ladder, the step ladder that moves around? And I was like, yes. She goes, I've always wanted one of those. I was like, fine, perfect. We can go wherever then. I don't mind. Okay. Just gonna trim this down. So are you the only one going on a no-buy then? None of us are brave enough to do it. A whole year. Like, wow, no, I can't do that. Okay. I'm going to continue the whole inking around thing because I just think it stands out a little bit better. You don't necessarily need to, but this is a white core paper. Yeah, the books are great, huh? I love them. So I'm just going to put this here because this is, and then I'm going to print these out. So we'll, before the end of this, we're going to get going with that. And I'm just going to put it just flat, no tuck spot, no nothing. Okay. And try to put that in the best middle as I can. And I don't think that was my best middle, but you know what? It's fine. I'll embellish it. We'll even it out. And this is upside down, so I might have done more. I did everything upside down, didn't I? Cool. Well, good thing that this is mine. Yep, that's upside down. So when you have directional paper, you kind of want to watch to make sure your stuff's not upside down because I did not pay attention to that. I did on some of them. I did here. Sorry, I was taking a sip of water and I think I dragged my cord. That's okay. Whatever, it's fine. We could just really confuse our people that are looking at it. I'm not buying this. I mean, you know, I'm not giving this away, so it's not that big of a deal. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this kind of a double tuck or triple tuck or whatever we're doing. Triple tuck probably, because this is already a double pocket. I'm going to put this right down here in the middle. And then we can tuck stuff behind this if we want to. That's a lot of fun. And tuck these in and out. We can write our favorite books on the back. What did we like best about our books that we read in 2026? Like whatever, because I'll forget. Like I'll read books and then I will, I won't remember all of everything I read. And I do a lot of audiobooks too for my commute to work. I count those. I count the audiobooks. See, we have that great stack of books again on this. So that's a lot of fun. Bonnie. I just read your comment. That's funny. We'll be here to support her if it doesn't work. It's okay. She'll be admiring our goodies and she'll be like, wait, I think I need that. Okay. And then I'm just going to ink it up. Circles are really hard for me to cut evenly and smooth. So this is where the inking up really comes in handy. And so we want to kind of confuse whoever's looking in here, right? Make that a little tuck spot. I could actually do a few of these. I probably should have printed out the whole kit. I'm always very reluctant to print out a whole kit when I first get one because then I don't use half of what I print. So let's see. I have a big stack of printable scraps over here that I need to go through and use, but it's from me printing out a whole kit and then I don't use everything in that kit in the journal. But I have a few of my own goodies. I'll go through some of my own ephemera and stuff. Like I collect that stuff. Like, can't tell me I can't buy. I have a whole basket overflowing of ephemera and die cuts that is a lot of fun. Yes, we can just tuck up a little, like make our own library cards, whatever we want to do. I realized I did not put any of this paper in here, but you know what? We could still do that. Some of that fun lined paper. So we just tuck something up underneath into here if we want. That's just a lot of fun. And then I do like to, I don't want to mess too much with the shelf above me. I'm afraid it's going to come down. I do like to put in like little like fancy little paper clips, just, you know, paper clips that look a little bit different than the regular paper clip. I do like buying those. Five Below has a lot of those. Michael's, Amazon. Let's see. And then kind of tuck this up into here. Normally I can, because these are like little tags, so here, let me use this instead. Because if I said, I was going to say normally if I know I'm not going to like put a grommet or punch a hole in that little tag, I'll put like a little embellishment right there, but I don't want it to get caught on the paper clip. So is everybody ringing in the new year, being crafty, right? That's what a great way to start 2026. That's why I was very excited when I found out about this. I was like, wait, that's a perfect way to set my intention. It's still pretty early here, so I have some sourdough in the fridge. That's whatever stage it's at. I don't know all the different technical terms. It's cold proofing or whatever it's doing. I overproofed it yesterday because it was pretty chilly here for our Southern California standards yesterday, so I left it in my oven with the light on with my starter, and I overproofed it, and so it was kind of gooey when I brought it out last night. So I can make focaccia bread, but my friend's like, you're saying it wrong. It's, I don't know, I call it focaccia. She said something else. She said that, but she like, it sounded like she was saying an S. I don't know, whatever. I say focaccia. So I'm gonna make that for New Year's, and then I have some homemade chicken noodle soup for dinner. I'm gonna watch the streamers. I don't want to lose all these pieces, so I'm trying to set them kind of neatly above me. Okay, this is where the sellotape comes in handy, I find. So I have, although I bought more today, I do have some, and they come in different thicknesses too. And I use up all my thin stuff first. I guess I had more left over than I thought. Well, I bought a new one. It's fine. It's not January 2nd yet. No. I love sourdough too. I love making it. It's just fun. And for somebody who doesn't really like a whole lot of math, that's funny. But you know what? I do not get out my kitchen scale. I do not mess with all of that. Like, life is too stressful, and I don't have time to like stress myself out over that kind of stuff. So I measure everything in cups. It works for me. And my loaves turn out really good. I like them. My grandson loves them, and that's healthy for him. So it's like just a few ingredients and everything, you know. Half the stuff we buy in the store here, you can't read the ingredients off of. And if I can't read the ingredients off of it, it's a no-go for me. And I've been kind of healthier this last 2025. I've lost like 40 pounds over this last year. Hallelujah, because that's like impossible to do during perimenopause. So I've gotten more. And then having my daughter live with me when she moved back with me, I got a little bit more conscious about that kind of stuff. So. Cinnamon roll sourdough. Oh, I've never done that. Is that good? That sounds delicious. So I just kind of, I don't want it to keep ripping, and that's what I do. We just kind of do that. We'll put a little book title in here for funsies. And split this paper. I mean, I could take all day decorating a journal, let's be honest, because they're so fun. And you can get as creative as you want. Or not. I mean, if you're using a kit, you can kind of let the kit work for itself. I am, however, going to go get my decorative scissors, and I'm going to cut this down kind of like it's faux tape. And they're right behind me. I have a pegboard right behind me, so hold on. I'm going to grab those. I have not used these little decorative scissors in years. Me and my kids used to play with them when they were little. But they're fun. But this will just kind of make it look like it's like a little bit of faux tape or washi tape or whatever. And I'm going to use that as a tuck spot. Bonnie, you love bread, you don't discriminate? Yeah, I mean, bread's good. I'm trying to catch up on everybody's comments and remember what I'm doing at the same time. I'm not like a seasoned YouTuber. I'm always amazed at how, like, when I'm on Dee Dee Willingham or Biddy Penny or some other people, even like Devin Yolandi, I'm on her stuff sometimes too, or Janet, and I'm like, how did you see that? Or how are you like keeping track? And I don't know. It's a method, I don't know. Okay, so I'll just kind of stick that up at the top, and we can stick stuff in and out of. So when this paper turns, it kind of looks fun. And you just have to watch the quantity, yeah, of what you eat. That's what I've had to do this last year. That, and I've started reading ingredients. And I'm really careful about my steps every day. I got promoted at work this last year, so see, 2025 was nice. And I'm a supervisor now, so I do a lot more desk work, and I don't necessarily like that. Being at a desk all the time, I like being out with the people and the clients and all of that. See, it's a fun little little clip there, kind of set that in there. All right, so let's get to like decorating some fun stuff, right? I also like going in lives and like chatting with everybody. It's a real nice community and it's fun to kind of meet other people that like to do what you like to do and, you know, get everybody's ideas on things, and gotten a lot of good book recs that way too. You guys have been great in the book recommendation department. That's what really brought me to the used bookstore the other day. Oh, Michelle, you sound like my son. He says that healthy food doesn't taste good either. So my blood work came back last year, not the greatest, so I kind of had to force myself. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is put like a little tuck spot down here. And not to forget that I have these fun little envelopes that just arrived in the mail before I went live. So I'm gonna throw a few of those in there. I wanna use as much of this kit as I can because I think it's so cute. Okay. Brenda, you've got that diet and those steps down. I like that. I love sweet potatoes. No processed meats. That's been a big one. Really, really big one. I've really been trying to buy from like local farmers and stuff like that, because where I live in San Diego County, I live in an unincorporated area. A lot of that land is being bought up by commercial real estate developers, and they're tearing it all down. So all of our farmland is going away. So I really I buy a farm box and that's local to like within 10 miles of my zip code. And a lot of that's just fresh and organic, and I like it. And then there's like East San Diego County, there's a rancher out there that's some commercial developers keep trying to buy his land, and he raises cattle on it, and so he sells the cattle clearly, and he's developed like a subscription program for it, so that's kind of helped save his farm, I think. So that's nice. Now this is where I want to go and sit. I want to go sit there and read. And let's do a pocket, like a side pocket. And once my live is done and processed and uploaded, it takes a long time for that to happen for me. I don't know why. Sometimes it's taken a day. I honestly don't know why. I'll link this below, but I am going to post this on Instagram, and I'll link the kit there too. So I'll try to get a chance to do that before midnight tonight. Because I know the New Year's like a big reading time for people, because we have downtime. Like I have a few more days off. So that's exciting. And I'm going to brunch with friends tomorrow and all of that good stuff. Now I do like to try to crease this with my bone folder. That's just me being probably funny, but it folds a little bit easier for me. I'm kind of breaking down the fibers in the paper. That folded weird. Oh, Anne, that sounds good. Anne, are you going to be cooking me dinner? That sounds really good. Okay. Okay. Trim that down. It's not everything symmetrical in my world. Now, I don't really have a live schedule. I have been trying to go live every Sunday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's 3 p.m. Eastern Time, because I know we're kind of on Eastern Time with this fun collaboration, the Streamathon. So I've been trying to do that. I only have classes in my master's degree up until June, I think is my last class. And then I go into like my internship and I can start preparing for licensure and all that. I'm just going to tuck this kind of fun in the corner. Or, no, I like that. I was going to say it might be a little too matchy with all of this. So I've been trying to go, but I can't always make it every Sunday is the thing. So I'm really reluctant to like set a live schedule. Because sometimes I'll have my grandson, or other times like I'll have a really big assignment due, or I'll have a meeting, or I'm on call. I run a crisis line as well. Since I am the supervisor, I have to be the backup person. So when I'm on call, it's me on the crisis line and assisting other social workers. So that becomes kind of cumbersome. Okay. And then I'm just going to leave this to like, you know, speak for itself. There's like lots of writing space we have in here. Universal Library goes perfectly here. I feel like I'm not using this. There's a whole sheet I'm over here not using. I need to get it out. And then I need to print a cover. So I have to print probably 4 more sheets. This Universal Library can probably go right here. That's cute. We'll leave it as a little tuck spot. And I might have some library cards in my digital stash that I can print while I'm printing stuff. I think. I don't know. But I wanted to like actively make a craft on the stream since I'm here for 3 hours. I wanted to like engage with everybody and kind of actively make a craft. I feel like I did that crooked. And I knew I wanted to make this anyway. Hi, Jen. I'm new here too, Jen. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome to join us. Okay. So I have these. Now as I start trimming stuff down, I need to kind of move it out of the way. Love this sheet. Absolutely love it. It's just so cute. What I like about it is it's already like inked up and highlighted. So you could just really just cut around it. You could bubble cut if you want. I'm not the greatest, but we could try. I tend to have a little bit more success bubble cutting with my cutter bees, but I don't want to cut off all of the highlight that the artist did. I want to kind of showcase their artwork with my creation. Okay. I'm still going to ink up around that just because the white core paper thing and the artist highlighting won't get lost. Bring out some of my own ephemera, which would be fun. And now I haven't done a whole lot of tip outs in this one, so, and I like to do the tip outs, so let's try to maybe get a tip out or 2 going on. Put that here. This could even be memory keeping for like I buy my grandson a lot of books, and I like to read him books, and books from my son and my daughter, their childhood books. So this could be memory keeping for that too, for like pictures and stuff. And my neighbor has a little free little library, give a book, take a book thing. So that's a lot of fun. I go down there with him a lot. He's still little, so he can be in a stroller and he kind of just goes where we go. That's nice. He's almost not to that point. He'll be 2 this year. Okay. I like this. I like the contrast in the colors over here. I'm just going to cut around it, and this will be a fun tip out. And then I think I'm going to get out some of my vellum paper that I have next to me and maybe do like a little fun vellum pocket on the back. I'm not the best at working with vellum because I do use this wet glue, and you can still see the spots of glue. But I do have a glue stick, and I've not found success with it. Elephant and Piggy are my favorite children's books. Oh. I have, from when I was little, in my collection, in the bookshelf behind me, The Real Mother Goose. My aunt bought that for me. My mom said, like, my first Christmas or whatever, like when I was really little. And I'll just make this a tip out. And I've read that to all my kids, and I've kept it. It's like, my aunt wrote the date on it and everything. It was, you know, the 70s. Scotch. Oh, okay. I have, I'll bring it out. I think I kind of put it away. I don't remember where I put it. I might have tossed it because I was not having good luck with it, and it irritated me. So we'll do the thicker tape. It's kind of long. All of these are kind of long, but that's okay. Oh, this isn't as long. There we go. I know it's over here on the shelf next to me, but I stopped using it because I was like, when I go back to all my projects later, that glue stick I bought, it doesn't glue. So then of course I'm like, oh, is it user error? Like, if anything goes wrong, I'm like, what did I do wrong? That's what it's called. Oohoo-hoo or yoo-hoo or whatever. It won't stick for me. It won't stay stuck. And I was so excited to purchase it because it came recommended from a junk journaler I really like. Yeah. We'll go through here and add embellishments later. I try not to make these pages really heavy because they are so thin anyway. Oh, I did want to, as I forgot because I was busy looking at what you guys were saying, I wanted to get out my my neutral vellum from Recollections. Really like this. Just purchased this when I was Christmas shopping with stuff. And I'll just make a little pocket so we can put things in and out of here. And I need my pencil, my handy dandy pencil that I use all of the time. Yoo-hoo, is that, or is it oohoo, or I don't know how you say that. That's the glue stick I have over here. Oh, here it is. This is what I have. It doesn't stick for me. It sticks, but it doesn't stay stuck. So, I don't know what I did wrong. So I just kind of stick with my wet glue. Oh, I did that wrong, didn't I? It's because I'm not really paying attention. I mean, I am paying attention, but I'm trying to pay attention to more than one thing. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to stay in frame so you guys can see me. Okay. And then this is going to be my pocket. Now, I don't dare use this because I've never gotten it to be able to stick, so. I'm just gonna use my wet glue, and you're just gonna have to see the lines, and that's just gonna be the way it is with the vellum, I guess. Another way to get around that, which with this, it doesn't matter, but I have rickrack, which I could go pick up, and you could embellish it that way and put the rickrack over it. So then you really can't tell. I went over. I got glue overage here. So it's a fun little pocket in the back. Which will cut down a bookmark. Add that. Oh, maybe. Is it a different formula? I purchased this at Goes On Blue, Dries Clear, solvent free. I purchased this at Michael's, and it's the only one that they had. So maybe it is a different formula. I mean, a lot of people really like them. It's a reputable glue company, so I'm not going to knock them, but I can't get it to work. I use, I know somebody said art glitter glue. Love art glitter glue, but because I got into junk journaling over 2025, I started using Line Co, the PVH, the neutral PVA glue, sorry. I love this stuff. This is $8. Absolutely love it. And it's a bookbinding glue, so it holds, it's really sturdy, but it stays flexible, dries clear. There's no temperature restrictions. I absolutely love it. Okay, so I am gonna go right around the corner and go get my ribbon. And hold on, I'm gonna grab my ribbon so I can put a ribbon through that. Okay, so I have this very sloppily thrown in here, but here's my rickrack that I use. So I kind of sometimes I put that around I might have lost my bookmark. I was trying to see what color the bookmark was so I could pick a corresponding ribbon, but I guess it maybe doesn't matter, does it? So if my Hordo ribbon bothers you, I apologize. I do just kind of throw it in here when I'm done. I'm going to use this. I need to find the bookmark. The bookbinder's blue, yeah, I really love it. Okay. Because now I'm just like getting carried away and where'd the bookmark go? Just happily decorating along and I lost my bookmark. I was just cutting it. Well, I might have to cut another one and find it in a second. I mean, leave it to me to lose something that's right in front of me. I just cut that gosh darn bookmark too. Maybe I will throw away some of my trash that's next to me. And I can find the bookmark that I just cut. I liked the colors of it, that's why I cut it. We'll give it a little flipsy. I was gonna okay, don't know where that bookmark went. interesting. Okay. I really don't know where I went. Well, if you guys see the missing bookmark on my desk, let me know. I'll cut down another one. I thought it would be cute to put a little bookmark. I wonder if I took it with me. Oh, it flew down. Found it. It was in my lap. I just like let it drop. Whew. Okay. Back in business. I have my crocodile. See you all soon. Have a good dinner in my quiet corner. I think you said you were having Chinese on your live. That sounds delicious. I look forward to seeing all you guys later. I'm excited to go into your YouTubes and Carol. Your name's Carol. Thank you for saying that, because then I try to remember people's names. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to use a red just because red is fun. Oh, but I have blue right here. Okay, well, I don't want to do blue on blue. So we'll do white. See, I can't ever really keep my grommets where they need to be because I don't, for some reason. Okay, I'm gonna lock this baby back up. Oh, remembering people's names, you fail. Yeah, I do too. If I see a name enough associated with like, oh, this may not fit. This may not be thin enough. I really thought it would be thin enough. I have right in front of me, because I just said I reorganized my craft desk. I'll just shove this through. This will fit through. Oh, I saw her watercolor on cloth earlier. Okay, let's just shove this thing in here. I can get it to come through. Okay. Okay. I got it. I'll just kind of tie here. Let me get my ribbon cutting scissors. And I'll just tie like a little bit of a loop. Hopefully it won't fray because it's like a little bit of a rope ribbon. All right, I'm gonna have to do that twice because if I plan on using this for any book that my grandson has to do with, it's gonna have to be tied twice. Okay. Just gonna cut this down. This might fray a little bit. That's probably why it was burnt at the ends. I'm not worried about that. And just kind of slide it in there. So there's a little bit extra action going through there. And I'm just gonna leave this part blank a little bit. I am going to try to use this clear pocket that I just received. Now I think, aha, it's a sticker. So. Did I do that right? Okay. Oh, it's a little bit too big. So I'm gonna get my scissors that can have something sticky on them and trim it down. Which maybe this part is supposed to be trimmed anyway. I don't know. Now I'm getting fingerprints all over it. But I saw these. Yeah, my fingerprints are all over it. My inky fingerprints are all over it now. I saw these on Amazon and I thought that is so cool for a pocket, and so we can decide what we want to go in it. I'm going to bring out my basket of ephemera. You guys are just getting to see all of my messy stash today, apparently. So it's a little trick I kind of play on myself if I kind of have everything in here every which way. Love this stuff too. Little trick I play on myself that if my basket's full, I don't need any more. So now my basket's overflowing. There's probably just some fun stuff we could stick in here. Times table, which could be like dub as a little library card type thing. Just kind of stick the pocket full of goodies because then we can record like the books that I read and stuff like that. The typewriter in here somewhere. Find that. Oh, you have the same basket? Yeah. You know what? I don't know where I got it. I don't know. I stopped buying baskets at... I do not want to have to dump this thing out everywhere because... Oh, here it is. Typewriter, how fun. What says books? To me, typewriter. That's how I learned how to type, was on a typewriter. I stopped buying baskets at the Dollar Tree a while ago because they don't last and they're really flimsy. This is really thick. I like it. Target. There you go. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm a Target junkie. There you go. Target. Okay. So now we kind of have that pocket full of stuff. I think those pockets are a lot of fun. Let's get more of that tape, and I want to get more of these, and I want to make another pocket, and I'm just kind of perusing along. If you guys want to see me do a different craft, or you want to see, like if you want me to mix it up or something a little bit, let me know. I have a few other things kind of on standby that I could do. Oh, a basket, yeah. So if you get bored of just watching me decorate my journal, you can let me know. Okay. And I try to put this on the tear without fail when I tea dye stuff, especially like if it's been in my stash, like I said. Stuff will tear. So that's why I really like to use this tape. Maybe if I used like baking soda or something, I think that would even out the pH in the paper. It wouldn't break down the fibers so fast, but I haven't done that yet. Maybe I'll try that. I have a whole lot of that tea dye paper in my paper stash. So, typewriter, we'll do a typewriter little tuck spot. And I'm just going to trim off all the excess. And I'm going to try to bubble cut this the best I can. Again, so all we can do is the best. And cut around it. So the inking is still highlighted, but it's still fussy cut out at the same time. Okay, so you guys get to see my messy desk in its glory. I know I watch some people on YouTube and they keep their desk perfectly neat and organized throughout the whole process. And I'm like, wait, how do you do that? I'm going to probably put this on the bottom because I don't want too much sliding in and out of there. Just because I don't know if I got all the tape around that rip. And then we have vintage, sounds perfect to go on this page. And we'll keep cutting. So, are you like a crowd that's able to stay up till midnight, or do you celebrate with a different time zone? I mean, I'm gonna try to stay up till midnight. I feel like I can do it. But be that as it may, it's only 4:30 my time right now. Brenda, good. I'm glad to hear that other people have messy desk craft problems like I do. I like it. Yeah, my goal is to stay up until midnight, but I have the advantage of being on the West Coast because I am in San Diego, California, that I can watch the ball drop with the East Coast live, right? Or I keep thinking I'm making this straight, and I don't think I am. Okay. Or, you know, if you're on the East Coast, maybe you could watch it live with like a different country or something, but let's make, these might be a little bit big now that, but let's cut it down and let's try to make this. This is one thing I like about these kits from Lottie's Magic Attic. It's a tongue twister for me, is you can kind of see how it's supposed to be put together for like what it was intended. So I really do like that. I'm going to try to cut off all the excess, start putting stuff to the side so I don't lose it, and cut it down. Oh, how fun, Brenda, that you've been at Janet's. Well, hi, Janet, if you're with her. Hi. That sounds like a lot of fun. I do, when I work, depending on my schedule, it kind of rotates now. I have a different job this year, but I normally get up about 5 o'clock in the morning too. And I have to be to work at 8, and I work about, with traffic, 40 minutes away. Without traffic, I can get there in 25, but, you know. I like time to myself. I'll do a coloring page. Oh yeah, okay, I do watch her stuff. I'm gonna make sure to say hi. I have my window a little bit open so you can hear if my neighbors are honking their horn. But I like to do a coloring page before I go to work, get a cup of tea or two, and kind of relax before I need to go face the day. But I don't go back to work now until next Monday, so that has been heaven. and no alarms or anything. Although I did set my alarm this morning because I went and got my annual 2-hour massage. I do this every New Year, but today I did it this morning, first thing. It was the best massage I'd had probably since my last massage. I tell myself I'm gonna try. Now, if you had a punch, you could punch this. That would be easier. I think I do somewhere over there, but yeah, I'm gonna try to, I always tell myself I'm gonna try to do a massage twice a year. And I'll definitely be watching, Brenda. I'll be watching you guys from afar. And so I did that today. So I got up early for that. And that salon was open like at 8 o'clock this morning. I didn't realize that. I was not their first appointment. I was like 9:15 and for sure going to be their first appointment. Nope. I was not. But so I don't have to set my alarm until Monday, and then I don't go in until a little bit later because that's the schedule that I'll be on, because I have meetings at the police station and stuff like that that week. So and again, if you guys, because you guys will continue to stop along on the streamathon, I was not able to put it in here. I know Raul did earlier because he was moderating for me, but I think he said he had to go. But I do have the link for the full schedule for the streamathon. And Mama Juju's going to be after me. And I have like another hour and a half here. And it's my last post on YouTube. Under my posts, you can find the full schedule there. I was not able to put it on my description. It didn't let me. I don't know why. So now we're going to attempt to put this little fun pocket together. I feel like I'm missing a piece. But that's what came with this. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll improvise if I am missing a piece. No worries. No worries. I'm not going to stress about it. It's paper crafting for fun and self-care. And I'm just going to chug right along with the journal. And if you guys want to do like a different project, let me know. I have cards I could make. I do have coloring pages. Although I don't tend, I've actually never colored on camera, but I'm not opposed to it. Hey Flo, how are you? It's been a long time. Okay, so I think there's supposed to, it looks like there's probably supposed to be a back piece, but I don't have that going on. So this is what it's going to be. I'm going to put one here, and then we're going to put one in another spot. So my little tidbit is just to stick a little piece of, if we don't have the folded over pieces, to stick a little piece of paper in the middle to kind of stretch out those fibers. And so things will slide into it a little bit easier. And because I will probably have some glue over it, I'm just going to put this down right here. I hope you all can still see me. I think I'm in frame. If you need me to zoom in or zoom out, you can please ask. I can just do that from my overhead right here. See, so it'll slide in and slide out nice and easy, and we can put whatever we want in there. And then this whole thing will just get glued to the back. So what we'll do is we'll do a flip through of what we have so far. Maybe I'll get out my embellishments. We can kind of embellish. Oh, you know what? I just glued this. So now I only have one pocket. I don't have two. So that's okay. That was my mess up. No worries. What I will do is I will put one of these over it. And I'm just going to use my decorative scissors again to make it look like a little bit faux washi tape. And these are so old. I'm surprised they still work. I'm surprised I haven't lost them. But it's fun. And then I'm going to ink it up because I can't get all that white space off. I mean, I could have trimmed up to the very, could have trimmed up to the white part is off, but I didn't. And we're just gonna, I'll just tape right over there so we won't even know that it's there. You've got a cute art basket, Artie. I'm sorry, I think maybe I'm a little bit behind on comments. I love baskets. A nap, Brenda. See, that's how we stay up till midnight, huh? Taking those naps. Okay. We have this at the top. Don't glue the whole thing down this time, Carrie. Like, that would be... that would not be good if we want to use it as a pocket. Okay, and I'm just going to stick this right down here. And I have a little embellishment art bin. See, that's a little bit off, but I'll trim it down. It's not off anymore. Okay, some more of these guys. I like this because it brings in like a fun pop of color. And I still have to print out the cover and the back cover. I'll try to do that in between. I'll pull it up on my computer next to me. I want to thank you guys for spending this time with me on New Year's. I know it's a holiday and there's like a lot of things that we could choose to be doing, but this is fun. I'm really glad that Morello's hosting this. Oh, you need the pattern scissors. If you don't have them, you need them. I think they do still sell them. I bought them as a kit, like a bucket of scissors. Same with me, Flo. I've gotten to see a lot of people like I don't see or I don't normally see. Or what I'm going to do is I'm going to staple this because it's just going to be like a fun little tip out little spot. And I just have like green staples in my stapler. I'll leave that down here. I don't want to put it back up on the shelf and tempt fate. And let's kind of continue on. I have these that I want to do. I also want to print out a front cover and a back cover. But I have to put paper in my printer, which is right next to me. This is what I could use my paper trimmer for. I don't need to be fussy cutting that big long of a line. So I have a little shelf below my desk next to me and they're all stacked up against each other. Okay. And I just purchased this because my other one I could not find replacement blades for. And I had a $10 off or something, like a rewards voucher. I want to make sure it's going to go right there. I'm still trying to get used to this paper trimmer. So I only ended up purchasing a paper trimmer for like $7. And so far I like it. It's a scoring, came with a scoring blade as well. Let's see. Brenda, this is Lottie's Magic Attic, and what I'm gonna do is, I think Raul had to leave and he was moderating for me, I'm going to find her on Ko-fi. And I'm going to link it in the chat for you. I just need to go to who I follow. Yeah, so I was able to get this for like $7 and they shipped it to me and I got free shipping because the amount of it was over their shipping threshold, so that was nice. And I liked it. I had really good reviews and stuff. I'm just going to ink this up. And let me find, here she is. I'll click on her, I'm going to ink it. I'm going to ink this up. My paper trimmer I got from Michaels.com. So I was able to use like my $10 reward voucher that I had, and this was on sale. So I ended up paying like $7 for it, but I think it was under 30. So there's that. I have to go to her shop. You know what? She might not. It might be in her Etsy shop, so let me find it. Search. I found it. It's called Book Club. So let me throw it here in the chat. I hope I did that correctly. My Grammarly wants to kick in. Oops. Oh, you know what? It's not going to let me. Hold on. I can't share it like I could normally, so I tried to copy and paste. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you her link tree. And you'll go to her Etsy shop, and this is called Book Club. So this printable is called Book Club. That's what I'm making my journal with. There we go. So that's her link tree. And this kit is called Book Club. And then if you guys were asking about my printer, I have a Canon. An eco tank. Eco tank cannon. Cannon. Canon G3000 series. So it's a Canon G3000. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so I want to use this as like a belly band because I think that would be cute. And so always something fun in the middle, right? And I probably want to do this like on a little bit of a shorter page and just kind of put it in the middle. And then we can start getting out. Hello, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining. And then we can just slide things in and out of here. But I also wanted to print a cover. Need one that's not going to be. I kind of want one of these too. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked here. Okay, so we have another pocket that we could do. We're kind of gonna need this to be like on a wider page, and do not glue the whole thing. And then I'm going to print out a cover, and I'm just going to keep embellishing the journal and kind of keep moving along. And we can have some fun stuff to slip in and out of here if we want from my basket of goodies. Cards like this is fun, right? Oh, this might be too wide. Of course. These are all going to be too wide then. I thought that would be fun. There you go. Oh, no, it's not too wide. Just kind of stick that up there. You know, because we know reading takes us on a journey, right? So these are fun, little fun things that I could stick in and out of here, and we could write on them, record stuff from our book, things like that. Thank you. I love the basket too. Jen said I got it at Target because I couldn't remember where I got it because she has the same one. I did get this at Target. Now, once she said that, I knew. I got it at Target, and I'm dropping things, so, and I'm bumping the camera. I am horrible for bumping the camera, so my apologies. Okay. We're just going to keep going through. And what do we want? Oh, so we have the middle to decorate, right? I really kind of want to use, like, do like a vellum pocket or something. And I like this. I like this. Oh, that's the same color. Okay. I was like, wait, I like that color better. Hi, welcome. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Mama Juju, right? Or am I reading this? Am I way behind? I could be way behind. It happens. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this in half. And we'll cut it at 6. Decide we probably want this to be the bottom. Now this is where my whole little rickrack thing could come in handy, because I cannot get that glue stick to work for me, and I used the wet glue. And so we're going to be able to see the wet glue. Okay, now I could be measuring this a little bit more carefully, but that doesn't sound fun, so I don't want to. And I'm just going to do like a pocket. Really pretty vellum, thank you. I like it. I got it at Michael's. Okay, so I don't know why I just did that freehand, because then I cut it crooked because the vellum bent on me just a little bit. So I can be a little bit more efficient sometimes. Okay. All right. And I'm just going to put this as a pocket right here. And I'm going to do the rickrack, so I'm just going to kind of put the glue down. I'm going to try to be as thin as I can. And let's do this as close to the edge as we can. Truck right along here. So you're going to be able to see that glue mark. This is where my little ribbon or rickrack or whatever, honestly, is going to come in handy. But I like this ribbon, and I think I have enough of it to I'm going to line the ribbon. And so I just need to get my Fabri-Tac out. And hi Beth, welcome. I'm glad you guys are here. Happy New Year. Okay. I'm going to trim it right there. Okay, and we're going to glue it down. So I'm going to put glue on glue. But this will cover up. I'm going to go put a few pages of my printer in. Okay, so I'm going to try to print out the cover because I did forget to do that beforehand. And I'm just going to glue this down. Now this glue does get pretty sticky, so I always try to like have a little towel nearby. Have a towel nearby. And I'm going to print this out because I printed out all of my pages, but I did not print out a cover. Okay, borderless printing on. Now sometimes My printer gets a little bit finicky if I have multiple papers in there. But it looks like it's going to print out. So I have not found the remedy for that, but I like the way it prints, so I don't get too fussy with her that way. Now, the only thing with this Fabri-Tac is it does seep out. But I really like the glue. And I'm just kind of adding an embellishment in the middle. I like my middle to be a little bit, the middle of my journal, I like it to stand out a little bit more. I just like it to be a little bit fun. So I kind of spending a little bit of extra time with it because I have the extra time right now. And kind of refamiliarizing myself with some of my supplies, which I tend to forget to do. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Fabri-Tac everywhere. Beth, I'm gonna have to watch your rewatch because that 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. Okay, I read it wrong. Okay, never mind. I was like, that's gonna be 3 a.m. my time. I read it wrong. And so to kind of finish it off, I'm just gonna put this up here. Just something a little bit fun. Something a little bit different. And then I'll do something on the other side for the other page. Oh, Beth, are you the grand finale? How exciting. I do have the schedule on my YouTube. It's on my latest post. It did not let me link it in my description, so sorry. Definitely not the least. No way. It's a big job wrapping up the show. Okay, so this is a pocket, and that's just kind of where I'm going to leave it. But I do want to be able to put things in and out of it. And I'm going to keep kind of hunting and picking through my stash. And then I have these fun little folders, but I think they are too big. But I also have these vintage ladies. I like these to kind of slide in and out. They could be part of the story. Find your happiness. That's where we are, because that's how we started this, right? And then this is cut, like a decorative cut on here. So there we go. So we have that pocket. And then we'll do something fun over here. I'm probably going to finish it off with the ribbon so it kind of ties it in and makes a little bit more sense. And that's just going to be a decorative piece. So I kind of have to prime this. And what I'm going to do is print out So we can have the front and the back. And just click not photo paper, more settings. I always do a borderless printing. I always turn that on. I hope I'm not leaking. Okay. And I always put my Fabri-Tac down on my paper first, and then I put my material over it, just because it's a little bit easier for me to do that. And I'll try to make it as even as I can. I mean, Beth, I live in San Diego, California, so I'm on the West Coast. So it is 5 p.m. my time right now. I can hear my neighbors getting a little bit restless. I have my window open a little bit, and I live in a condo, so pretty sure fireworks and things like that will be going off. But I do live right next to Camp Pendleton, and so the community keeps that pretty much in check with like fireworks and things like that on holidays, because we're so close to a military base. And then this will just be fun to kind of tie it off again, but then I run into that whole vellum issue, right? Or my Yoo-hoo doesn't work very good. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to use my cello tape, and we're just gonna incorporate this that way. Now, let's get out the decollage trimmer, because I think that that would be a little bit more fun. And this will just be like a little flip spot. I'm starting to pile trash up next to me again. Okay. So we have that, and I'm just going to put the cello tape. I'm going to cut it down just a little bit more, though. Well, you know what? We could do that. That's fun. Okay, let me get out the cello tape. I'm trying to be neat at the same time as I'm creating, and it's not really working because I have a mess over here and not over there, and you know, we do what we can do. Okay. So this is the center of our journal. All right. And that's just going to be like a fun little flip spot. We can put whatever we want. Find your happiness. And of course, I got some tape here. I'm probably going to leave this here. I have they were all entwined together. And I'll put this here. Oh, Flo, the fireworks. I'm a little bit behind. I'm sorry. Yeah, it really bothers the pets and stuff. Here and where I live in San Diego, we're unincorporated area. We have like a lot of horses and stuff, and fire danger, of course. So they've gotten pretty strict about all that. Okay. Now we have a little bit more from this kit. And I really, really like the stack of books that we were talking about earlier up here in the corner. So I want to kind of cut this. Wait, that's not the stack that we were talking about earlier. Honestly. It was this picture, but here it is. I found it. The fun stack of books that we were talking about earlier. I want to put this in here. And I want to leave enough journaling space too so I can record what I read for 2026. And I saw a great idea, I think it was on TikTok, of making an ornament of you put all the book covers of all the books that you've read throughout the year, and audiobooks count. And I think you can do that on Canva. I don't really know. I'm not extremely familiar with doing that, but you can. And it's one of the decorative ornaments that you can put things in. Like when my grandson was first born, I had like his little hoodie from the hospital and measuring tape for how long, it's a ribbon for how long he was, and I put glitter in there and stuff. You could do that, and that's kind of what this is reminiscent of. And once I kind of figure out how to do that, getting the books, yeah, on Instagram. Okay, I thought I saw it on TikTok or Instagram. It's both, right? And I just thought it was such a cute idea. And I thought, you know what, I want to do that. And then that's when this journal came to life in my head. And I thought, you know, that would be perfect for the Streamathon, is making that journal, setting good intentions for 2026. And setting good intentions, setting goals, and making it be like some fun self-care, and not stuff I have to do, or, you know, stuff I want to do. Because I get bogged down with stuff we always do, all of us do. We get bogged down with stuff we have to do all the time. Now, because I've been inking everything else, Canva, okay. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, I thought it was Canva. Thank you for saying that. That's such a good idea for everybody, I think. That's why I love getting involved in the crafty community, and we can kind of bounce ideas off of each other and share what we learn, and somebody always knows something more than me, and vice versa, you know? It's just fun. Okay, so I could do like this as a flip out if I want. I think I do, because I think it brings this to life just a little bit more. And I get to use the fun cello tape. I get to use more of the fun cello tape. But I think I want a little bit thicker, but I don't think I need it as long. We'll see. Maybe, I'm trying to think. Maybe that would work. Yeah, that would work a little bit better. Audio short stories all the time. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Then it ends up being like a little bit of a podcast, and you've accomplished something, and you know, it's just a fun little, that's like something you could do on a lunch break. I'm a big fan, and not a lot of people are. I'm gonna have to double this up because this is not big enough. I'm a big fan of Hallmark Channel, Hallmark Christmas movies specifically. And I watched Mistletoe Murders. It's one of their, on Hallmark Plus, but it's on Hallmark as well. And that show is based off of a short story podcast. So that's fun. It's a good show. Just like 6 episodes each year. It's based around Christmas time. So we have that. I'm going to do another belly band, I believe. And we have The Secret Garden, one of my favorite books growing up. There's so much in this kit to where we could be decorating this journal all night long and probably still not be done. Okay. It's a little bit, okay. I'm gonna make sure. One thing I do like about this trimmer too is it has ease, and the spring is easy. It's like not hard on my hands or anything. It does flip up a little bit weird though, but that's just getting used to something different. Okay, here we go. Let's ink it up. And then I think I have enough pages. Hallmark on YouTube without commercials. Oh, that's nice. I do Hallmark Plus. So I'm going to do this as a belly band so we can put stuff in between. And since we did a lot of the pockets and stuff, and I want to learn how to do shrinking my book covers that I've read down on Canva, that can go like in a lot of the pockets and stuff like that, right? So that's fun. So this just has a nice little spot here. We're just going to keep going. And you can't have a book without a lamp, right? Oops. And another pocket. We'll do that next. And then I'll go pull the cover off of the printer. One thing though, when I'm doing the manila envelope journals, I've noticed, because not everything is measured perfectly, because that's probably me, but you will see a little bit of this, like my paper won't cover this whole thing. But I have like the vellum and I have another paper. If I want, I can do that. But since I'm going with the whole vintagey vibe, I don't mind having the manila envelope there either. I think it just kind of adds to it. Up again around it, because I don't have a punch that's perfect that size, and I did not do that perfectly, but no worries. Perfection is an illusion. I've told my kids that. My ex-husband used to get so mad at me for telling them that, because my son was really big into football. But it's definitely true. And we don't need to constantly hold ourselves to a perfect standard either. So part of like the self-expression and crafting is creating something beautiful from something that's imperfect. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this. Another great thing about these digital kits is you just get to cut right along the lines, have fun. You know, you can watch a show while you're doing it. You know, I really thought, being on the streamathon, 3 hours, what am I going to do for 3 hours? I really I got scared, because I was like, I don't know if I can sit here for 3 hours. Like my videos I try to keep them in an hour. I really do. But I thought, I'm going to be on the streamathon for 3 hours. My goodness, what am I going to do? And I was like, well, I want to make this journal. I'll make a journal. Not realizing that this one journal was going to take me the whole 3 hours. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the process. I hope you guys have enjoyed chatting with each other. I hope you guys have enjoyed following along, everyone on the streamathon. Now we have Mama Juju is up after me at 6. It would be 6 p.m. my time, but it's 9 p.m. Eastern time, because we're on Eastern time. And I will post her in the chat, so you can just follow right along afterwards. And this isn't folding up perfectly, but no worries, no worries. Okay. I hope everybody gets to rest. I hope you are all able to make a long weekend out of the New Year holiday. You deserve it. Life is hustly and bustly. We need to sit and relax. Hope the weather's well where everyone is. Yeah. Okay, so this is gonna go here. So I'm gonna put this a little bit off the page. I was thinking it was gonna go here, but so we can tuck stuff in and out of. There we go. Okay, here we go. Okay. I've been streaming Sunday mornings, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, but I can't do that every Sunday because I have Zoom meetings for school. I'm almost done with my master's degree, so that's really exciting. And I do run a crisis line because I'm an on-call supervisor, or I'm a supervisor and I have to go on call for a community mental health organization. So I have to support the social workers that I have in the field. So I've been really trying to stick with every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But I try to do a video a week. I've not been succeeding at that goal, but with Christmas and holidays and everything, I'm just gonna put this in and out. And then because it's too much white space, I'm not a white space girly. I don't mind it, but I want it to like look a little bit vintagey and highlighted. Thanks, Ellen. I appreciate it. I'm glad to have you guys here. Thank you, Jen. Yeah, I'm really excited to finish with I'll be done with classes, like I said, this June. But I still have to do my internship, which I'll just do that at work because I'm going for licensure. So, well, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. I've been trying to get on and watch everybody and subscribe as fast as I can today. But I did have to run my errands before it was going to get dark because it's really raining here and it floods in front of my house. So my daughter's working till later tonight, but she will be, I'm just going to put like a cute little thing down here. She will be with her boyfriend at her boyfriend's parents because they live right next to her work. So I don't have to worry about that. And my son and my grandson are up the road, so they'll be kind of safe too. But I've been trying to subscribe to as many of you talented creators as I can because you guys are all really inspiring. Okay, I'm going to try to get this mess away. I need like a little trash can on the side of my desk, right? I have one right under my desk. But hey. So we can tuck something up there, put something in here, write some notes. Just keep going. Take a sip of my water next to me. My throat's getting dry. Okay, so I really like these big guys. I just think that these like big tags are so cute. And I'm gonna cut this down. I have about 40 minutes left with you guys. I really did not think that this journal was going to take me that long. And before I close out, I do want to close out with like a positive affirmation to set the intention for all of us to have a great 2026 and then hop along to the next streamer. Okay. I'm probably just going to use this as like a little tuck spot up top. That seems good, right? Now what I could do is put it down just a little bit further and get out my rickrack. And actually I have this still and I've used this. We'll just kind of put that right there. Just something a little bit extra. and just kind of put this up here, and we'll get out my the Fabri-Tac again. Just gonna go over just a little bit. Okay. There we go. Just gonna hold it down for just a second. Oh, Janet's doing a scavenger hunt. Oh, I'm excited to see that. Welcome back, Brenda. I'm glad you have tea. Oh, Christina, you're smart. You took a nap. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're just going to keep flipping through here. I have more of these. I actually have a big envelope too, and I think I'm going to utilize this big envelope here. And this, actually, this big envelope, this would be a good idea for all those tiny little book covers, so I can make my own ornament next year. A nice envelope for it to stay in one spot. And here we go, here we go. Trim it down. It's nice that the lines are all made for me, so I know where to fold. And I think a button on this would be really cute for like an enclosure. I actually have Velcro or I have magnets. And books, that's what's going to be on this. So we know my little books are going to go here. Okay. I could put this in my scoreboard and score it that way, but all I'm trying to do is kind of like weaken the fibers of the paper, just so it's easier to fold. So there is that. And then I'm going to try to get my cover on because I did print out the cover really quick. A more crafty year. Most definitely. I think we all need a more crafty year. We need to like take time. And then that just shows that we're taking time. Okay. Here we go. Oh, you did a scavenger hunt with her before? So I'm gonna have to tune in to Janet because she's sending on us on a scavenger hunt. Is that how that works? All right. And then I'm gonna fold this down. Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna ink this up, and I'm gonna use my brush corduroy again, and I'm gonna ink around it. And then behind me on my pegboard, I have some Velcro. And I think I'm going to enclose this with Velcro. Alrighty, let's get this glued. And I bumped with my glasses again. My apologies. So I definitely will be streaming this Sunday at 11 because I'm on break from school and I'm on vacation from work. So this Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time I will. And that's 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Oh, Cheryl, Janet, you can find her channel. She's going to be doing the streamathon. I couldn't link the streamathon here for some reason. It wouldn't let me. If you go in my latest post on YouTube, the full schedule is right there. So it's right here on my channel, and you just go into my post and the schedule is right there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my jar of buttons, and I'm going to grab my Velcro. If I can figure out how to post it, I will, but it wouldn't. It wouldn't let me. Okay, so I have my Velcro dots, and I believe I have both sides still. Oh, yeah, I have both sides still. And I have my little jar of buttons. And I do not want to make too much of a mess on my desk because I kind of already have a mess. And I just want to do that because I think that one is going to be cute. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll kind of do a flip through for what we have. And these are really easy. I just get these at the Dollar Tree. Really, really easy. Hi, welcome, Tracy. So Tracy from Lottie's Magic Addict is kind of joining in for a little bit. And I linked the kit earlier. Oh, you know what? I did that wrong a little bit, didn't I? I did it backwards. You know what? It's okay. I'm going to leave that there. I'm just going to use 2 of these. And let's do this. And there is, and so that's just going to open and close. And this is where I'm going to put all of my little books, book covers that I'm going to make on Canva. And that's what's going to go in here. And I am going to use one of my paper clips that I have here. Okay, there we go. And I was going to put that books somewhere, wasn't, oh, on books. That's where that's going to go. So if you guys want to find the kit, you can scroll back through the chat. I'll try to link it again. But you want to click your photo paper setting with your printer to kind of get the full potential of the paper. Like I use matte photo paper, so I click the matte photo paper setting. If you're using glossy, it really depends on the paper you're using. If I do just printer, like copy printer paper, it comes out really faded because it's just the paper's not meant to be really bright and vibrant that way. Okay, so now I'm going to put books right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put her link tree in here again. And then that's where you can find ideas, you can find the kit, the Etsy shop, everything is there. Okay, so this is what we have so far. We're kind of big, right? I'm going to go get the cover that I printed off. Just kind of the beginning of it. And I did the pockets. So, and I did this upside down. That's okay, no worries. And I did little fun little flip outs and tuck spots, and we have lots of fun stuff going on here. I could be decorating this probably all day tomorrow, just to be perfectly honest with you. Fun little bookmark I have, and I took stuff from my own. Little pockets right here, just lots of fun stuff. And it's just a lot of fun. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because I haven't left a page blank in a while, I'm probably going to leave that blank to write notes, things like that. These next two, I think, kind of speak for themselves. Let's get this fun pile of books again, or we have this, and we can do the whole faux vintage tape look. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the stuff off my printer and put the cover on, because that's what I forgot to print out earlier. So we can at least get a feel for how it's going to look, and more pockets are probably going to go on the inside cover. This could just really be a treasure trove of reading. And this, I'm just doing this for looks. It's like a little faux, just at the very bottom. Oh, I did not ink it, did I? Just like a faux washi tape kind of look. I want to ink up the sides of it. Okay. And then this will be a little tuck spot at the top, which what I just noticed with these circles, I was saying it's so hard for me to cut a circle and I don't have a punch that's this size, is the bottom of it's flat. So that's perfect too. So it can go at the bottom or the top, but it kind of allows a little bit more accurate cutting. Okay, and then we'll ink up around it. Are we already doing a naughty and nice list for next year? I'm in trouble then. Uh-oh. That's why I don't do the no buys. I might be missing part of your conversation, sorry, but. Okay, so I'm going to grab the covers. I wanted this to be for my cover. I really want this to be my cover because I want to move in there. So I want to have that be the cover. And this is just like, there's so much, like this is so pretty. Beautiful. I want to put a little bit of color, I think. And I really like this page as like a pop of color. Or this. This is pretty too. I really like that. Do we want the typewriter to be on this page? I guess I could do one of each, right? I could do one of each. That's what I'm gonna do. I really like it. Okay. And so I'm just going to cut right along the lines, and I'm just going to ink this up because I have a white core paper and I don't want that to like distract from the really pretty the image. And then I'm going to cut this out, and these two are going to go right here. You could just kind of see where a journal like this would take you. I want to make sure I get the cover on though before I leave you guys and we move on to Mama Juju, which is next. And then I want to make sure I want to make sure that I help set good intention for 2026 before we leave, and we can read like a positive quote out of my positive affirmations book that I got at the used bookstore. I'm really big into setting intentions and things like that because it's attitude, right? It's attitude, the way you look at things, the way you see things. One of each, yeah, that's what I figured. I love the old typewriter. I'm always like at the thrift store looking for old typewriters. I don't know why. What would I do with it? Probably sit it in the corner and put a lamp on it and it'd be pretty and I'd have to dust it. But I learned, like I told you earlier, I learned how to type on a typewriter. My grandma taught me. So pretty, yeah. Okay. You know what I think would make it prettier? Is getting out another box. My art bin has all of like my embellishments here, but I just thought like a fun, something fun. I love the blue color too, huh? That might be cute. I'm kind of thinking like that blue, like that would be cute, or the, like that one. That's a little bit too. I was thinking this because it'd be like pearls and like vintagey, but I'm not sure. That's not speaking to me a whole lot. I'm going to make, I'm going to do that. Okay, so I could do blue, but I think I want this like blue color to speak for itself, and I think I just want to put this here. I am going to put a dot of blue because these aren't necessarily, here, let's do this first. Let me decide. Okay. I want to make this like a little bit of a pocket. So I'm going to have to consciously put my finger where I do not want glue, or else I will glue it all down. And just kind of put it in where I consider the middle. And then put a dot of blue right here in the middle because my embellishments are a little bit older and I don't want them rubbing off. It's a little bit crooked, but it's okay. It's probably still a little bit crooked, but we're going to go with it. We're going with it. Excuse me, I have my soda on the side of me. My throat's getting dry. I used my stapler earlier. Let's do that again. going to staple right here. I'm going to do a full flip through after the streamathon is over. So you guys will get to see the end of this. I'm not done, obviously. I'm going to try to work up until it's time to move along to the next streamer. But I want to get the cover on here so you guys can kind of get a feel for the cover. But, you know, I like it so far. Like, she's pretty. She's a good work in progress. And it's just a manila envelope. That's what this is. Okay. So before you go today, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you this Sunday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time live. I will be doing, I do about one video a week that I try to record, and I try to go live once a week. Now, because of my on-call schedule, I can't guarantee that. I can't like guarantee a live, but most weeks I can. And so we have this. I'm gonna leave this like this. Now we have the fireworks going where I am. So I'm gonna have to shut my window because it will scare my cats. But I like this, I think, a little bit better. I really love this vellum. I just love it. Oh, that's cute. Okay, let's see. Or we could do something real dark. That's kind of fun. Do you guys like it dark and moody a little bit? Yeah, Cheryl, her kits are very beautiful. Like, she's really talented. Ooh, there's this. I like that. Okay. So I'm at least going to get the front cover on. And I'm trying to clean up my mess here. Okay, so let me measure this out really, really quick. Love the vellum. I love it. Thank you. Michael's. It's Recollections. It's, love it. Okay, so we have 10. By 6.5, basically. So that's kind of what I'm going with. Or I could be a little bit informal about it, and I could glue it on here and cut around it. It's New Year's Eve. Let's live on the wild side. So this is going to be my cover. So at least then you'll get a feel of what it looks like as a complete journal. I'm trying to stay in camera here. I hope I stayed in focus, and I hope all of that worked out. Let's just put this right here. And so we have like a border. About right? I'll just go with the abouts. So that will be the cover. And it still isn't really taking up the whole thing. I could put ribbon up here, down below. I might do, I'm going to have to trim it down a little bit, but I might do a little bit of a fabric spine. I'm going to trim that just a little bit. So the border's not going to be perfectly even all the way around. But it'll come together on the cover. So I'm going to sit here and continue putting together my journal while I watch Mama Juju, because she's up next. And I wish you guys a happy and healthy new year, and I hope you all have a fabulous 2026. And I'm really excited about meeting new people and finding new crafty friends and just expanding the crafting community and the positivity that it spreads. So I'll be here chatting with you guys most of the night. I believe my son did say that they were coming over it for a little bit. I don't think very long because my grandson's a little bit too young, but he texted me while we've been here, and we'll see. Okay, so that I didn't glue all the way up to the edge, so I want to do that. I want to make sure my cover is glued. There we go. And you can tie this closed with a... It was really nice to meet you too, Ellen. Happy New Year, you guys. I'm really excited that this turned out. I was really nervous. I'm not like a live girly normally. Things don't normally... The YouTube's a little bit difficult for me sometimes. But thank you, Raul, for kind of walking me through it. That was really nice. Okay, so we have this is the cover. I could do like some rickrack up here. I could just ink it. You know, I don't want to completely cover up the manila envelope, but I want it to look complete, but I don't want to like cover a bunch of things up, if that makes sense, you know? Okay. What I could do, but I think these are a little bit thin because of how I cut them down, which I'm fine with. I have another sheet of this paper. So I want this to be the back. Well, I thought, yeah, I do. So then this is going to be my back. So then this is the front, the room I want to go live in. Thank you, Cheryl. I've had fun too. And then this is going to be the back. Just going to glue it down, real not fancy like. Thanks, Tracy. I'm excited to finish it. But I'll be flipping through it like a few more times, and I can keep adding embellishments and things like that. Because you know, you flip through it and you always find things that like, oh, I can add that, I can add this, I need this, I need that. But that's why our stash is so big, so we can use it. We want to use our stash, right? So we have to have a variety in there. That's what I say. Okay. Let me get out my handy dandy pencil again. We'll cut this down the best we can. I mean, that's all I tell myself, you know? Now that like my life is a lot more my own than it ever has been, there's freedom in that. My children don't necessarily agree, but they're older. They're like, you have enough in there. I have 3 closets in this room, and 2 of them are for crafting supplies, and 1 of them is for clothes. I mean, and I like my clothes. It's just a big closet, but yeah. Okay, let me get my mono eraser again. I love this thing. I love the mono sand eraser, and I love this mono eraser. It takes off pencil marks like a dream. And as you can tell, I love my pencil, because I can sit here and measure things for all day long and forget the measurements and whatever. Okay. We'll get the back on. We'll do a quick flip through, and then we will all go over and see Mama Juju. And don't forget that the schedule is in my most recent YouTube post. I'm sorry I could not link it in my description. I know you guys did. How'd you do that? It didn't let me do it. So I just have a lot to learn over here. It's okay. It's okay. That's what another year is for. You have to keep Oh, is it? It's 25% off? I might need to go get another one. Michael's. Go, go. Okay. Oh, you're kidding me. Look at what I did. Okay. So here's the front. This just, you know, it's just what I do sometimes. But this is my journal. I'm not mad at it. So we're just going to flip through this really quick. I did this upside down too. That too. I'm not worried about it. We have pockets. I like it. I think it's turned out great. It's a flip journal, exactly. Nobody knows. I've done cards like this before too, and I am going to use a few more of these clear pockets that I got off of Amazon. And then this white part is just a sticker. I am going to do more of that on here. Where I made a card and I made it like completely backwards. It's fine. I think I made like a double card then for that person. And they were like, oh, like you made me like a mini journal. I was like, that's right. That's exactly what I did. Not knowing. And this is where all my mini little books are going to go for my own ornament next year, for all the books I read this year. And audiobooks, they count. So we have a pocket here, tuck spot. And then I'll finish decorating it. And then we have the back of it. You know, it is what it is. All right, I want to thank you guys so much, and I will see you over at Mama Juju's. And I just like wanted to end, like just end on a positive note. I've had a really positive experience here, so I thank you guys. Thank you. Earlier I read a Hope. I got this at my used bookstore, so I think that that's really fun. I just thought it would be fun for me to put together my clickable stamps with. So I could do quotes on cards and things like that. This was fun. Thank you. Bye. So I did a few Hope ones earlier, and I think to kind of go out into 2026 is happiness and the importance of happiness. When a man has lost all happiness, he's not alive. Call him a breathing corpse. Well, that wasn't very happy, no, was it? So let's go from some Aristotle. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. So we're always kind of chasing that, to be happy. And I hope you guys find some inspiration in what we did tonight. And I hope you guys have a wonderful new year. And please just keep hopping along on the streamathon. I think I'm going to end 5 minutes early because I do need to use the restroom. And I want to get a refreshment. And I want to make sure that I'm not late for the next streaming. It was fun being with you guys too. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great night. And you know, when you make a mistake, it's just a flip journal. No worries. I'm excited with how it turned out. I'm excited to see the final product, and I will post that on my Instagram, and I'll link everything on my Instagram as well, but I linked it here in the chats. Yeah, Tammy, yeah, no, she has some great stuff going on over there. So blessings, Jen, to you too. All right, have a happy new year. Be safe, and let's get some more creative inspiration. I will see you guys in the next one. Now I'm going to try to gracefully end this. I've not ever found a graceful way to do that. Bye.